Hey, what's going on, guys? Phoenix here, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to motion track text in After Effects. I'm going to be doing 2D and 3D, so let's just get started. Going to go through literally the entire fucking process. So we're going to start creating a new composition, 1920 by 1080, 30 FPS, however long you need it to be, doesn't really matter. Create your composition, and then you're just going to come over here. You're going to import your cinematic. And we're just going to go with the cinematic right here. It's a pretty easy one for me to do. Drag it in your composition. Just make sure it, looks good. Happy with it, everything. Then you're going to right click on that. Go to pre-compose. Title it whatever you want. Leave all attributes in composition. That's going to help for when you're syncing it up to the song or whatever you want. Hit OK. All right, so once you're in your pre-composed cinematic, what you're going to want to do is you're going to right-click on it, come up to Track and Stabilize, click the Track Camera button, drop down this Advanced tab right here, and check the Detailed Analysis box. That's going to give you a lot more track points and just kind of give you a bit of a smoother motion track so that your text isn't like floating around randomly or just kind of moving along with the camera. Just makes it, look nicer, a lot more clean. And then all you have to do is wait. Sometimes it takes a while, sometimes it doesn't take a while. It depends on how long the cinematic is. But yeah, we'll just jump up to the next part. Okay, and now that we have our track done with After Effects, you'll see that we have like all of these different track points that we can use to place our text. So I'm going to want to place it between these two pillars. So I'm going to go and just center the cinematic. And then select right about here for the track, just to kind of get some nice depth that it doesn't really move around. And then right click on the target and create a solid in a camera. And you'll just see that we now have that little square on the target. So that's going to be where the text will be. And it's going to be our reference point. Just moving. And all I'm doing right now is moving back and forth through the cinematic just to make sure that this doesn't move, because if that moves, then that means our text is most likely going to move with it. So we go back to about here where the text is going to be centered. Then we just make our text with a normal text layer. Title it, just, name it whatever you want. I'm just going to name it test. And then you can disable the visibility on both the text and the solid, or else those are just going to show up in your final render and you don't really want that. So now that we have that done, we make a new solid. I'm going to title it Element, since that's the name of the plugin we'll be using. Come over here, click on Effects and Presets, then just type in Element. It is a Video Copilot plugin, which means it is third party. So it's not going to come with After Effects, but you can go buy it, or if you look on YouTube, you should be able to find it. But yeah, anyway, you just drag that onto your solid, and now you'll notice that we can actually see our cinematic again. And before we do anything with the scene setup, we're going to click on Custom Layers, and then go into the Custom Text and Masks. And in Path Layer 1, we select our text layer. And then in the Custom Texture Maps, we select the cinematic layer. You can close that, not going to need anymore. And now we can click on Scene Setup. So in here, this is where we pretty much just model the 3D text. So first thing we do is click Extrude. And there's our text. You can come over here and adjust the bevel scale and make it bigger, smaller, whatever you want. I'm just going to go with the default 3. But you'll notice that text doesn't really, look that nice. It's just kind of a plain, boring white. And if we were to track it, it would show up exactly like this. It's not going to blend with the cinematic at all. So to make it blend, we click on the Environment tab up here, drop down this menu, and select our cinematic layer. You'll notice that the text got a little bit darker. That's pretty nice, but still not exactly what we're looking for. So if we click on the Presets tab over here and come down to Physical, all of these textures will be installed with Element. And what you can do is you can just select any of them. My personal favorites are Chrome and Gold, depending on, what kind of song I'm using. I usually go with Chrome though. So we select it, you'll notice it makes our text black. Looks cool. It's not actually going to look like this once we track it though, which is, you know, the nice thing. It's going to blend in with the cinematic and kind of give it that nice reflective touch. So now we're done with here. Now we're done in here. You can just kind of, you know, go through, adjust it if you feel like, but this is really all I do. So all we do is click OK. And now we're back in our cinematic. So now we go on to the actual tracking. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on the solid that we made down here and press P to bring up the position. And then we come back into Element, drop down Group 1, and drop down the Particle Replicator tab. And then you'll notice the position X and Y, and then position Z. It's going to correspond with all three of these numbers, and it's going to be in the exact same order. So this is X, Y, and Z. And all we're going to do is just copy paste them into the particle replicator from the solid that we placed earlier. And so once you do that, the text should appear right there. You can just kind of like barely see it. So now we've got our text track, but it's super small and we don't want that. Let me just recenter this. There we go. It's good enough. Yeah, it's super small. We don't want that. So to fix that, we drop down the particle look tab. And you can just increase the particle size until you're happy with what it looks like. That looks like a pretty good size. And then really just mess around with the directions, or like the coordinates X and Y, Z if you want. Just kind of make it, put it where you want really. I want it to be floating a bit more above the ground, so I'm just going to drag it up until I'm happy with how high off the ground it is. Try not to mess with the X and Z too much, or else it might mess up the actual track of the text. And then I don't like how it's rotated. I want it to be more facing towards the camera, kind of like centered. So I'm going to rotate it on its Y-axis until it looks about even. I'd say right there is good. Then you can rotate it on the Z to kind of, you know, change its direction or angle, I guess. And then X is going to make it tilt forward or backward. We're just going to set it back to 0. So I'm liking that. Now, if you've watched any of my edits, one thing that I like to do is rotate the text. So first I'm going to go back to the beginning of the cinematic, go to the end. Everything still looks good to me. This is just really a rough track, not too much detail. But if you want to be able to rotate the text, what you do is you come down to the multi-object tab, drop that down, and check this box to enable it. And now you have all of these different rotation tools. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back to the very beginning, and we're going to keyframe the rotation random, which is what this stands for if I drag this out. Rotation random multi-object. But we're just going to bring it back down to normal. And you can just play with this until you get it to wherever you want. I usually go with just like 26, maybe like 32. Just rotate it until you feel comfortable with it. Then you come to the end. You can either have it like stop and be normal at the midpoint, which is what some people do, and then it's just kind of static the rest of the way through. But what I like to do is I like to make it so that it kind of stops more in the middle, just looks normal, and then slowly rotates back to kind of like, you know, just a bit more distorted. So if we come back here, perfectly normal, pretty much at least. And then it just slowly rotates. So just to make it so that it's not super linear, just highlight the keyframes and press F9 to easy ease them. That's really all I do. And then if we zoom in on the text, you'll notice that it's kind of blocky, I guess. I don't really know how else to describe it, but it's not really that smooth, and we want it to be smooth. So we're going to drop down the output tab, and in multi-sampling, we just bump that up to 32. Looks a lot smoother already. And if you want it to be really smooth, you can go into super sampling, turn that on. Even go with enhanced multi-sampling, just make it as smooth as you possibly can. Yeah, I think that looks nice. And then just to give it a bit more depth of field, we're going to drop down render settings, go into ambient occlusion, enable it, and then in intensity, set it to 50. In radius, set it to 20. Kind of just gives it a little, kind of gives it some shadows, makes it look like it's actually in the cinematic instead of just resting there, being its own thing. But yeah, that's pretty much all you do. So then you can just come back out here and I'll give you a preview. All right, and there we go. That's our text, just motion tracked into the cinematic. Doesn't really move, does its rotation, everything looks good. All right, well, I hope this helped you guys out. As always, like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, if it helped you out, and comment down below if you want to see any more tutorials or just what you want to see next. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.